All right, we're live. Hello, friends. How
There's no
are
need to be
we
so excited.
doing? Woo! Yo! Wow!
Yeah.
No need.
Exciting.
There's no need for such exuberance. Save it. It's a triple header. Better races are coming. Save your exuberance. There's no race reserves. None of it. None of it.
But guys, what a race!
But it's nice to see you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
the
So
same.
yeah, this is more just a catch-up call for four of us because we haven't spoken or hung
Yeah.
out properly
Just
to
in a
discuss
while.
habit.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even in
How's
chat,
your
if you guys have
portfolio?
stuff to tell us, yeah, how much money have you lost in stock market today? Let us know.
I also found a puppy randomly today, guys. So yeah,
That's how bad the
lots to
stock market
discuss.
is. लोग रास्ते पे कुत्ते छोड़ रहे हैं.
Oh,
Can't afford the pet food anymore.
Oh no.
This is it.
So you found a
Damn.
poor defenseless being that wasn't Liam Lawson.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh.
But welcome, friends. Sure. So what should we talk about?
How are you?
I'm damn
Yeah.
good. I'm
I heard
barely
Sakura
awake.
season in Japan is.
Did you
Actually,
watch?
let's talk about the most exciting thing that happened before the weekend. The whole Red Bull swapper rule.
Yunoda,
Yes.
the Yunoda
Yeah,
Yunoda.
yeah. I think that is the most exciting that has happened in this whole.
I think most
uh,
exciting
week.
part of the weekend was grass catching fire. Like when
Oh, that yeah. That's literally was the most, and a race so boring that there was a point where people were like, if the grass catches fire, maybe we should just let it burn.
Yeah.
And really fun things will happen.
Go full Bernie Eccleston on it. Yeah. That's the track hazard that we need.
Yeah.
Rain or fire, to spice things
Yeah.
up at races. Yeah.
But I mean, in fairness, Arjunsravi did call it in the last stream. He did say that the swap would happen and he expected it to happen.
Yes, that is true. He
Yes.
did. He has killed
Uh,
our real franchise dead.
But what is everyone?
No,
what
we
are
gave
your
our
thoughts?
predictions,
Did you all
not to
discuss
bring
it
it back.
last time?
Oh yeah,
No,
we
but did
did
you all
discuss.
discuss about the
No,
swap
no.
that it
I
it
mean,
will
we
happen
were
or not?
thinking. So Rohan had said
Huh.
that he was like, okay, arey, it's just been 2 weeks. How can they swap? Impossible. I was also like,
Right.
no, he'll get his shit together. He'll finish seventh. But clearly, this is the brutality of the second seat.
I mean, I thought it was a bit too
100%.
harsh and too quick. I
But
mean, and especially now that they're saying that Yuki is going to get the whole season in the car, then why won't you just do half the season with Liam and see how he does and then swap them if it doesn't
But
work, rather
clearly he
than
looked
this.
too slow, yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, even if you look at FP practice, FP1, FP2, like, so Yuki was very close to Max for most of that weekend, like
Yeah, fair.
until quali, and I guess
But
it was a
two
factor.
races, that's the only
But
thing I'm saying.
they
I'm
must have
not
seen
saying like,
something. No, they must have seen कि नहीं
but then
इससे नहीं
shouldn't
हो
they
रहा
have
है.
just seen it earlier and said,
Yeah.
इसको रखो और इसको अभी मत रखो? Like, I mean, is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, it's
I
what
think
I
was
think
whatever way you
it's
cut
really,
it, like,
yeah.
like,
whatever way you cut it, like Red Bull doesn't come out of this looking great,
Yeah, sure.
It's like I think if you saw all the comms that they were doing in the lead up to the race as well, they were trying to figure out some PR friendly way to say that, like, look, we probably cocked it up. We should have taken Yuki from the start of the season. But it didn't happen because of whatever reasons. And then, like Azeem said, I think the results were so disappointing, and the championship seemed to be getting away before it even began, that they are in this position where they can, like, they're the only team on the grid that can also afford to take this call because they have the other team. It doesn't work out in the same way, say for Carlos Sainz, for example, at Williams, who may be struggling a bit with the car or whatever, not as dramatically as Lawson or whatever, but still, like, where is he going to go? Like, Williams can't swap him out for another driver. So Red Bull, A, they have that liberty to be able to do this, but B, also, like, whatever way you cut it, they don't come out looking great on the back of this. Like, clearly, they should have had Yuki at the start of the season, but they didn't. And then, like, 2 races in, they can afford to take that call. So, in typical Red Bull style, they took the calls. And then, yeah, I mean, it did look, though, like sort of Azeem was mentioning, that Yuki got to grips with the car more quickly and looked and talked also. Like, I feel like through the weekend also, he seemed a lot more confident. Maybe it's his home race, and he was really living up that moment. But this is a triple header as well. So very soon the results are going to speak for themselves. And the first mistake that he made was in Q2. And we saw that, it resulted in
Yeah.
a really poor race for him. So,
Like going by the way the season's gone so far, logically, the third
Yeah.
race of the triple header could see a third driver.
yeah, Isaac
Yeah.
Hadjar, who had like an amazing Japanese
Yeah.
accent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he
I
did.
mean, I was so happy
Yeah.
for him with all the
So
Yeah.
glad
issues he had.
somebody
I was like,
had a good
Yeah.
time.
But what was the issue? Does anyone know what his Q1 issue was?
some
Was it like
seatbelt issue.
so seatbelt was too tight? Was it that?
I don't know
Or
what
too
it was,
loose,
but they were
or
saying some
whatever.
seatbelt issue basically.
So
was
too
there.
loose, man. I don't know how you can send a driver out if seatbelt is too
Too
loose. I
loose
don't
is
know.
damn terrifying, dude.
Because from
Too
everything
loose
they
is-
were doing,
Yeah.
like it looked like he was like in huge like pain or discomfort or
Pain,
whatever.
yeah.
So I think
yeah.
must have been too tight only. Or maybe he
Yeah.
had eaten like too much and I don't know what possible factor is
himself.
there. Yeah.
Okay, you can just say
But
it.
No, not
All
too
yeah,
indulged,
he
sir.
is giving credit to that second RB seat, and
Yeah.
again, like even Christian Horner was asked the question, I think by Steve Slater on
Steve Slater is
Sky
alive.
Sport.
Steve Slater's still around?
Steve,
What?
Steve, who's the
What?
other Steve that Sky Sports has?
Wow, what a throwback, Arjun.
Yeah,
I
Steve
haven't
Slater
heard
is
that
the
voice in like
90s kid will
20
Steve
years.
remember.
Slater,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
Smash a
Christian,
like if you know who
Uh,
Steve Slater is.
Steve
Oh my
Slater is,
God,
yeah,
Steve
yeah.
Slater.
Yeah.
And Chris
Anyway,
Goodwin
I have
also was
met
with him.
Steve Slater, by the way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
y'all all think
met
it's
him?
cool.
I have met Steve Slater.
Oh,
Yes.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I've met Steve Slater very briefly, but I've met him.
Dude, in
Wow.
my mind, like
Ins-
before, like obviously we got the more global Martin Brundle feed and everything.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah,
like
dude.
the,
Steve Slater was it, dude.
was it? Yeah, what a great voice. He definitely had many leanings as a Ferrari fan. You could tell like
Huge.
Of
throughout.
course,
He was a
of course, of
big
course.
Schumacher,
Of
like
course.
Ferrari
You don't
fan
say.
or whatever. Like,
But that I feel
yeah.
like most of them have some leaning, which
No,
is very
no, no.
clear. Like
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think they're
No,
not
no,
subtle
Sherry.
about
Steve
it.
Slater was
Steve Slater was
just
like,
I
he
know,
was
I know.
hired
Steve Slater was
hired
much-
PR
Yeah,
agent.
In the same way that
course,
Steve
yeah.
Buckner had leaning. Like,
yeah.
But I'm saying even today, I still feel like none of them are really neutral. Like
Oh, yeah,
they're
yeah, of
very
course.
obviously
Yeah.
like aligned. Like
100%.
even though you would think they are meant to be much more neutral.
Of course.
100%. Yeah.
Of course.
But anyway, like as I was saying, like
yes,
Christian
Sherry,
Horner
tell
was
us
also
more about neutrality.
she was
But what
just talking
was-
about getting rid of a Mercedes.
Getting
bro.
rid of my
just before you
Mercedes.
guys,
Oh,
just
wow.
before you guys
Just
joined
before
this
you
call,
joined us. Yes.
Yeah. Sherry just admitted that like she has these Mercedes
I-
shoes that she's gonna get.
Which
get
I
rid
gave
of
away
right
to
now.
my nephew.
Come
Pass
on, yeah,
them along,
Sherry.
yeah,
We
to the
have to
next
do
generation.
side pod giveaways we could have done, Sherry. Come on.
And by the way, I
Yeah.
saw what y'all did with my video.
No
I
idea
just
what
want to
you're
tell
talking
y'all
about.
that.
What?
Yeah, I saw what was
I
done.
haven't-
We
I
just
have no
you
idea
sent
what
us
you're
that
talking
video
about.
where you were like,
I
"Arey,
mean,
Hamilton is washed
the
and all."
voice match was just, I mean, amazing.
Just accusations.
Yeah, I mean, just
baseless.
just you can congratulate Amanat, our editor, because I think he did
Yeah,
a fabulous
Amanat,
job.
well done. I mean, I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
See, guys, this is the punishment for anybody who doesn't come on the stream. You get one AI generated video of you the
Yeah,
next
video. Especially when you send a video telling the world
Yeah,
why
yes.
you're not there.
Yeah.
That is mandatory now. If you're not on the stream, you have to send a video
So you have to
explaining
send a
why,
video,
and
yeah.
then you will get
Yeah,
an AI
and then
generated
the
reply.
real video.
Yeah.
What? Wait, what AID? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh man,
Yeah.
but
So
yeah.
I
Christian
got
Horner
all-
was also asked about the whole
Yeah, so
like,
what did he say?
RB situation, like
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
Racing Bulls clearly looks like a competitive midfield car
Yeah.
at this point in time. And if like an Isaac Hadjar can put it on 7th, he was asked the question, it's like, hey, would you
Yeah.
consider in this like weird world also would, Max go to a Racing Bulls if that is the more reliable car at this point in time? But then he sort of batted her off saying that like, yeah, I mean, there's no way that could happen. Red Bull is the team that has like
Yeah.
the most resources, everything, like,
Right.
the development of the car is moving. And as sort of Max also then put the, like, silence that question emphatically on Saturday,
Oof.
And then on Sunday as well with the performance that he gave in this vehicle. So yeah, I mean, it is a weird situation for Red Bull overall. But yeah, I mean, there is a world wherein by Saudi, which is literally 2 weeks from now, we might see another driver there. But having said that, Yuki showed, I think, like good positive signs, slightly more positive maybe than Liam
Considering
Lawson
he was
this weekend.
parachuted in like a week ago, absolutely.
But y'all
Yeah,
are happy with
that's
the
also good.
swap? Y'all think it's cool?
I
Like, what's
think
the verdict?
it's the right decision in the sense that
So early.
but I mean the fact is that clearly they must have seen something is like this guy's not able to handle it at all, considering there was what 4 races, including the sprint and 4 qualifying sessions therefore, where he did 3 qualifying sessions I think, where he did nothing, and like he was one DNF, one
Dead last.
dead
Yeah.
last in every race I think
Dead
pretty
last.
much, and
Yeah.
in a car that
Yeah.
clearly has the pace to be not dead last. For him to
Yeah.
be that slow, clearly it also felt like in just those 1 or 2 races, like his confidence was completely shattered. And I think
Yes.
historically they've seen that thing that listen, if somebody's confidence goes in this car, it's very rare that they manage to get it back. You've seen it with Gasly, you've
Bring
seen
it
it with
back.
Albon, you've seen it with Perez, you've seen
Yeah.
it with Ricciardo also at a point. Like it's once they stop, it just doesn't work anymore. So, and it felt vindicated. It felt like, okay, on raw pace in FP1, FP2, they were matching each other. But then obviously when it came to the race, you could see that just the understanding of the car that Max had and his side of the garage had to be like, okay, we know how to set this car up, and obviously Max then being able to extract the most out of it. That lap, my God, I have watched that on board like at least 30 times of the entire lap. It was, dude, lap
That
record.
may be one of the most perfect
Yeah.
qualifying laps, like no driver
Yeah.
error, and absolutely every corner taken at the you're wondering
Limit,
like if you
yeah.
pushed it like a millimeter too far, that would be it.
And the
Yeah,
fact that
like what a display,
he
like
had
a
no
clinic.
purple sectors in the entire lap, which was also crazy.
Yeah, I didn't.
Like
Yeah.
I also watched the one with the ghost of Lando Norris about where he was, and pretty much going into the final chicane, like Lando was a good car length ahead, but just the
Yeah.
confidence that Max had on the brakes to be like, you know what, I'm just going to send it. I
Yeah.
have to make up all the time in this one set of corners, and the way he nailed it, my God. Like for me, that I think, and just the fact that it shows you also how boring the race was. That this 1 minute, 26 seconds, and 986 or whatever, 968, whatever it was, and that, as you said, Rohan, the 10 seconds of the 3 seconds that Norris spent on the
one
grass.
pit incident,
Yeah.
that one grass cutting incident, just my God. But to your point, right? It's incredible that there's these two stories happening simultaneously. There is the Red Bull and the Racing Bull saga, right? And there is all of those things that are going on with the second driver, etc. And then there is the Max Verstappen story. Like just this guy who will look at everything that is happening, right? And be like, good for you, but I am now going to go out there and just drive the wheels off this thing
Yeah.
with like precision to the point where, look, it takes a lot for somebody like Alonso to basically be like, cha gaye.
Oh, yeah.
Alonso said bye, bye, bye.
Oh,
cha gaye.
yeah. Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Cha gaye.
Yeah.
It takes a lot for Alonso to do that, right? And the fact
Yeah.
that he sort of did it, but then not. So
Yeah.
there's that, and I think just testament to he's clearly out driving the shit out of this car. Like every single time, it's incredible that somebody can go from like this winning 19 races season or whatever to that to now, even when you're not having a great season, still somehow just every race support the claim that you are the greatest driver of your generation.
Dude, he's P2 in the
Right?
championship, 1 point
One
behind
point
Lando.
away, right?
Crazy.
One point behind. Like even in a bad season, every race, somehow you are still the story. You are still the car, like the driver to beat, not the driver to beat. But also then to that point, I think Azeem or Arjun, was it you made this point in one of our previous episodes about how, or is it that that car is so geared towards him,
yeah.
or
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah,
is that he
is-
needs to drive it. He maybe has this hyper specific driving style
Yeah.
where it is just impossible for anybody else, and anybody else who comes in just then has to just wrestle the car to the finish line because they're not Max Verstappen.
But that's what they've said. No, Albon also said this in his interview that the car is totally made for Max, which is why every driver that goes into this B seat at some point or the other struggles, and it's just like they don't give a shit to change it, or it's like,
I mean, it's getting
it
results,
is what it is.
But I mean, not getting
It's
results.
definitely
Saying if he can do it, why can't you? But that obviously doesn't work for their driving style or whatever. And that is why they all call it the curse seat, because nobody seems
I mean, Yuki
to
said that as
crack it.
well. When I think when he was asked how he felt about it, he said that, okay, in the simulator, I sort of understood it, but it was way more sensitive when I got into the car. So it's that same thing now, which even Arjun, you had brought it up, where Albon said it was like mouse sensitivity when you're playing a first person game. Where you have to just have such a tiny operating window of getting it right. So
having said that, like I also kind of feel like, Max really shines in situations where driver ability is the defining factor. Suzuka specifically is also like it's most drivers' favorite track, especially on Saturdays, because it's so technical. It has all those things that you look for in a great F1 track, like fast corners, rapid change of direction that is happening, crazy, like if you get it wrong, like you saw, like if people put this thing on the grass, then they're, out of it or whatever. So it's a driver challenge. And like this is Max's fourth win at Suzuka back to back.
First time
in very different. Yeah, and it's very, very, very different conditions as well. Like, last year with the weather, on dry, whatever. Like this dude in these sort of driver circuits where you expect like the best drivers to shine, he's always shined like extra. Where he's like, shit, like I'm gonna teach you guys like what this sport is really about. And again, he did it, which he's P2 in the Brady Championship, man. Like that's crazy, given that like we all probably feel that it's maybe on average pace the third or fourth fastest car.
Okay, so now a couple of super chats, which one was nicely brings me to a point that I was going to bring up. So first, Dhruv says the post-quali moment of Alonso in awe of Max just made my day, month, year. Two of my all-time favorites. God tier lap by Max, game recognizing game. Fully agree. Ashwin S says Japanese Grand Prix was cured for insomnia, which yes, I've actually.
Well, what a pity it started right after I woke up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I have sat so nicely literally wrapped up in one blanket, put my laptop to the side, and I've nicely snoozed while watching the race. It was enjoyable in that sense. It was like a good podcast. And Kirk bringing up the exact point that I was going to come up to. Regulation gone backward, clean air guaranteed win. I feel there's going to be a lot of these races. We discussed this last week as well. That there's going to be a
Fred
lot
Vasseur
of these.
also brought it up in an interview where he's like, at this rate, it's going to become like processional.
It's just a quali battle.
And it's a quali,
like
it's a quali lap
basically. If you qualify on pole, you're winning. Yeah, if there's no issue.
Yeah, I mean that was most of the turbo hybrid era.
Yeah, but I think we will see a different race in like some of these more modern circuits like Bahrain.
Yeah,
and
sure.
things like that,
Bahrain also
where,
multiple. I think DRS zones will be crucial. Like,
having said that, like Suzuka also had like its entire first sector resurfaced. So you had very low tire deg as well. They just did one pit stop during the race, and that was it. In fact, George Russell, I think after the race, he's like, Pirelli probably need to go a step softer now.
Yeah, because the hards are relentless.
It is so smooth.
Also, it was cold, like temperature-wise, so there was literally
temperature-wise cold, because it also happened at the start earlier
and there
part
was
of the
a
year.
bit of a rain. There was rain before the race, so I think.
I feel like
imagine after all that hype. We got the race we got. Oh my God, there's rain. Oh my God, there's this, that. And then we got that.
What happened to that fabled rain that was going to be coming on lap 20 for one lap? वो भी नहीं मिला.
Nothing happened.
I think we got our money's worth in Australia. I think.
I saw an interesting stat. There were more race place changes at Monaco last year than
Oh,
there
Yes.
were in
really?
Suzuka
Yes,
this year.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I think the top
Yeah.
6 finished in the same position they
Same
qualified.
position. Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
position. Yeah.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
And there was just the change with Hajar and Hamilton, and then below that also
Yeah,
was the same
exactly.
only.
It was the same.
1,
Yeah.
2. Yeah.
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 Okay,
Though
so
having said that, we did have like Kimi Antonelli leading
Oh,
the
yeah,
race
he
for
did a good
one
one.
bit.
yes,
Yeah.
the youngest
Yeah.
ever driver
which
to
was
lead a race.
driver to
No?
lead a race. Yeah, which was interesting for a minute. So nothing
Yeah.
like really.
Yeah, there you were just like,
Grasping at
come on,
straws, yeah.
grass on
And
fire,
I think
grass on fire.
also
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
Behrman was in
for
the
about
points,
2
Hajar
minutes,
was
that
in the
guy.
points.
Yeah,
Lots of rookies.
Yeah. So wait, Sai Krishna said the race was so boring. The only good part was that pit stop incident and the radio
Yeah.
of the Ferraris and Albon. Phenomenal drive from Max as well. Yeah, I think the Norris thing was just Norris. The problem and the reason why I think that he's not going to win a world title is that he has too much of this childishness to him. In the sense of like, there's no space going to be there. Why are you trying to overtake on the grass? Like, and he also just makes these really like dumb mistakes even in quali or that. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I think that's just sort of innate to who he is and how he is as a driver. So that, which is why I mean I do feel like Piastri between the two of them, I think has a higher likelihood of winning the championship. And to that point, we have important discussion topic from sorry, I don't have the full name of the super chat. Pranav, who says Lando versus Oscar. Oscar has clearly been faster all 3 weekends, yet McLaren
100%.
still seems to favor Lando. Why? Discuss.
I mean,
I think,
older driver, all that. Like, I mean, I guess it's too new, as we discussed earlier, right? Saying that halfway through the season, if Oscar's leading, they'll obviously be like, okay, we're backing him now or whatever. But I think given that they've always had this dream to win a world championship with Lando and Oscar came in later and stuff, I guess they have to give him that, even to just be like, yeah, you are a A driver till you're not, because at this point he's still, whatever. They're just
there
kind
may
of
be
neck and
something
neck.
to that because also I mean, McLaren clearly was the fastest car this weekend.
Yeah.
Like we all
Yeah.
knew that it was the fastest car this weekend, despite having the sort of 2v1 advantage with Red Bull as well. They weren't able to capitalize on that, try anything different in strategy. In fact, like to your point, Sherry, there were so many times like now the sort of team radios
Yeah.
and all are coming out
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
Oscar is like, I am faster.
I'm faster, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I can get
But they didn't
Verstappen and Norris
ask
on.
him to pass. But then they
Yeah,
also discussed this, no? At the same time, when they were discussing this, the commentators actually had a conversation saying that it's again, he's leading the championship, and that would
No,
mean that he
totally.
won't
But
lead the
we've seen this
championship
in
if he stops.
we've seen this in championships battles in the past,
Of
where a
course.
dominant team, say a Mercedes, if they were in this sort of position or a Red Bull or whatever, swap the cars around. If the overtake doesn't happen,
Then
exactly.
swap
swap
it
it
at the end
back.
of the race. We
Yeah,
had
but I
some 10,
think
15
it's
seconds to Leclerc at the
that's true.
back.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
they could,
Yeah, that would have been
just
fair.
be a little bit more aggressive on your strategy or
At least
do
try.
something. You're in the dominant car. You're in this good position, like your 2 and 3. The fourth car is way back. Leclerc said it was one of the most boring races that he has ever had. He was in no man's land doing jack shit. Like do something, like try being aggressive here in the interest of the world championship, in the interest of the driver. So early in the season, you don't necessarily have to give preference to one or the other driver.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, swap them back at the end.
But I guess they're so scarred by that last swapping scenario that they're like, let's not go down that
papaya
route.
rules.
Because they'll all be begging on the radio, being like,
I think they
I'm
should
not
just
doing
have.
it, I'm doing it,
I
I'm
think
not doing it, I'm doing
They need to make them sign a legal document called Papaya Rules, where every single situation is properly detailed. Well, I was
Like,
very surprised.
Lando, please, can you please just let him, please do the right thing, please.
Yeah. But Oscar took it also, like, I mean, he was asked about it at the end in the thing, and he was like, I mean, he dealt with it and sort of answered it quite well, I think, where he just sort of put it on himself, and he was like, I guess this is what happens if you don't qualify high up enough, which I think was again like very like mature of him to be like, okay, listen, if I want to get the preferential treatment, then I have to qualify higher. Which was good. So I'm boy, that mentality is good. But again, from McLaren, I was like, listen, you had the opportunity. You went for the undercut with Oscar. You need to try something different. You're not being able to get past on track. Why not keep Lando out for longer, offset by a couple of laps? Because you saw how Kimi Antonelli, where he went long, and then he was the fastest car on track by far at the end. So again, I think a little bit of that still not, even though they are like world constructors
There is a bit of
champions.
this competitive inertia, like
Yeah.
they're not able to like take these risky
No, they're
or
making middle
the
class
more aggressive
decisions.
moves.
Wait, they're making
They're
middle class
scared. I
decisions.
think I feel
yeah.
they're like still scared because they are like it's so
That's
touch
right.
and go with both these guys that they're so scared to do something that will go in a different direction with either of them.
They're
Because
still
as
making,
we
like you said, fourth place decisions.
it's like, oh shit, let them just do whatever they want to do. Like instead of it being like, okay,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that always ends well.
But guys, despite how boring the race was, I was very invested in watching it because, of course, we had many people who signed up, and thank you so much for all the. We have 36 people who signed up for the SIDEPOD mini league this week. I'm quickly going to take us through the leaderboard right now, and guess who came in at P9?
I'm definitely
Yo,
not
yo, yo.
on
Yes.
that leaderboard.
But because I picked Isaac.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we don't want to know.
Listen,
we know
my
your
team
damn
name
cool,
was called Isaac Hajar Drivers, and I picked Isaac Hajar. But we had Akriti Anand who finished on top, and of course, people won cash prizes. But the more people who sign up, the more cash prize all of us, including me, can win. So please sign up. There is the league code in the description.
Needs to win something else.
Guys, come on. All right. I am.
After he went to Qatar last.
Listen, 100 rupees I won this week. Allow me these small victories. All right. Yeah, so this is the top 10. We have a revised league again for this week. So please check the description. And of course, if you are not aware of what GridMaster is by now, it is of course F1 fantasy gaming app, the first in Asia, made completely in India. Hopefully, if I do this, yes, we will get this is what the app looks like as well. So you just have to go into the sign up, make your account, use the SIDEPOD 100. That's the new code for this week. Join the league using the code that you see over here and enjoy. You can enter up to 2 teams if you want to try out. Your first entry will be free. Second one, you have to pay $100. And there's a nice prize pool. Last week, the prize pool was about 3,000 rupees. And more people sign up this week, it will be a bigger prize pool. And you can also take part in, they have stuff for MotoGP, Formula E as well. So enjoy nicely. And yes.
I think we should just predict which of us is going to win in the league next week, because that's more.
Yeah. Oh, they unfortunately. Oh, by the way, we don't know what the league standing is because they didn't send me that table yet.
It's definitely not me, but I can tell you that.
We had interesting team names. Akriti Anand, who won, was Bhuki Sunoda, which was nice. Guys, also main contest is who has best name of team. So please put your team names properly, nicely, and yes. Okay, chalo. That is done. What other things happened? What was the Lewis Hamilton team radio telling him all the corners he was slower? They were telling him, no?
Basically, he said, "Tell me where I'm slower." Then he said the numbers, and he was like, "But by how much?" And
yeah, they're just not getting it. No, every week they're just not getting how to be polite and British on the radio. And on the other hand, Bono is every time Kimi is saying, "Oh, I'm driving fast," and he's yes, good boy, good boy. It's so cute. It is. My favorite meme of the week was Russell chilling out in fifth, hoping that two people take each other out and he gets his customary podium.
Yeah.
What was the
I do
Leclerc?
feel though we'll have a more exciting
Bahrain will
Grand Prix,
be
just
more
because of the nature
exciting.
of the
Yeah,
circuit
definitely.
also,
Yeah.
and the thing. So with the cars this competitive, like it did look like the cars are still fairly evenly matched. Like if you look at it, the gaps in qualifying weren't huge at all. You
Yeah.
had a huge field like split by nothing, and even here during the race, yes, the Ferrari maybe finished 10-15 seconds behind, but wasn't like massive. It could be track specific as well. So I feel like maybe Bahrain will be more exciting, or at least that's what I got.
It will be
Yeah.
for sure. Because again, like 3 DRS zones plus 2 back-to-back DRSs. So that turn your turn 1,
Like-
turn 4 at Bahrain
turn
is
1,
always
2,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel we need someone else to win, not a McLaren or a Red Bull. Like someone
Listen,
else.
Sherry,
No,
you
you
do
need someone
realize,
else to win.
Yeah.
But
You had one
also,
sprint
You.
win, now just be happy.
Got nothing to do with us. There's no us here.
listen, by the way, we have had
Yeah.
4 races, 3 races and 1 sprint. We have
3
had
races
4
and 1 sprint,
different winners for these
Yeah, we
BT
have, I
dubs.
know. But I'm saying I want now not a McLaren or a Red Bull to win. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so one RB will
I
come.
mean-
Isaac
Racing
Hajar
Bulls.
wins.
Alright, come on, Mercedes.
Yeah.
I would be happy if Kimi won.
Get in
Yeah,
there,
I would be
Kimi.
very happy. I would be very
Hey,
happy if
You'll have to steal your shoes back from your nephew then.
No, I'm here for the rookies. If any of the rookies win, I'll be happy.
Okay, so Alonso then. All right.
No,
Uh,
yeah,
Yeah.
the youngest of them all.
Dhruv Bhatia is asking Max's record of youngest F1 race winner, will it ever be beaten? Well, I mean, Kimi had the chance yesterday.
There's a few more days left. There's I think it's borderline. He's like 18 years and a X number of days, and somewhere through this season that day will pass, and he
And
has
then
a
it
few
will
more
not
races.
be possible.
That
That
seems
would not be
highly
possible to beat.
unlikely. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. He was leading the race, and maybe in a different situation, like a reverse
Yeah, I
George
mean,
Russell
like you'll
situation.
need a bit of a crazy
crazy-
race and lots of
yeah.
luck for it to happen. But yeah, never say
But hats
never.
off to the kid. He's doing well.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
doing well.
Like he seemed confident, and there were no clear errors or anything that we saw during the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, we saw very little during the weekend
That is true.
of anything.
That is true. Of anything indeed.
Yeah. Aman Saraf says, oh, sorry, Aman is saying his name is Bhuki Sonoda, have the wrong name.
Oh.
I think, Gridmaster, they did say that because they usually get everything sorted out by Tuesday, which is when we usually stream. So they said there might be some things, but we will give Gridmaster on your behalf, we will give them 5-second penalty for the next
Yes.
race. My internet is unstable, it says. Okay, great. What
and me
else
both,
was
internet.
there? Yes. Economy also slightly unstable. Okay, guys, it has come. We are here at the time of the most important point of the stream, which is where we make the predictions, which will become the reel the next week.
Oh my God.
Which
Of
is
course,
what
of
millions of people. By the way, also thank you for getting us past. I think we are at 11,000 on Instagram now, which is amazing.
course. Oh, yeah.
So please keep following us on Instagram. Please subscribe here. We'll soon, hopefully very soonly, get to 10K on YouTube as well. So please keep subscribing. Please smashing likes. Please leaving comments for better reach. And tell people also, people who want to be introduced to Formula One, who want chill conversations. Even in boring races like this, we want 35
Or who
minutes.
don't want to be introduced to Formula One and want other stuff also. We provide a lot of entertainment.
Yes.
Yes, lots of entertainment.
Yes.
Please join our membership for more
Yes.
details. Oh yeah, we have membership also.
Join the most mildly competent podcast on the internet.
Yes. Hey, listen, we have to give ourselves, I'm reading a book where you have to give yourself more credit in life. We are best F1 podcast, all right, so far in India.
Best F1 podcast.
Best
F1
F1
podcast in India.
But also in the
It's like
interest
when
of...
Tops Line Security came out into India's first and fastest private security service.
Listen, first mover advantage we have, all right. First and fastest, definitely we are. We are pole position. But also check out, by the way, Siddharth Shetty and the gang from the erstwhile habitat, I'm saying now because I don't even know anymore.
The erstwhile habitat,
The
damn.
erstwhile habitat have also started a podcast called Drivers to Survive. So please check that out as well. You can check out their vibe as well if you enjoy their stuff. तो उन लोग कभी जाओ देखो, like करो, comment करो, subscribe करो. But come back here, okay? Don't leave permanently. You have to come back here.
Don't fly the coop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No need for that.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
You can watch
We
everything.
will let you
lots
be
of
our
time.
number one driver. We
Yeah,
will not
no
have Papaya
problem.
rules.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So now, guys, what are our predictions for Bahrain? Okay, first of all, what is that category of predictions? What are we saying? Because last week we predicted who will
Piastri,
be in...
Verstappen,
Well,
Leclerc. Piastri, Verstappen, Leclerc will be first, second, third. Piastri,
Okay.
Verstappen, Leclerc will be first, second, third.
Okay.
Carlos Sainz get points.
No way.
So there's a wild
Um,
prediction and what else?
And Lewis DNF.
So two
Oh,
wild
nice.
predictions.
Yeah.
As
Just
many
go
as you
ahead.
want.
I'm just
Predict
like
whatever you
shooting,
want.
shooting from both ends. Shooting from both ends.
Listen,
today.
nothing happened in
Shooting
this
from
race,
both
so you
ends
may
today.
as well manifest
Exactly.
whatever you want
Now
for
it's time.
Bahrain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Time.
Okay. So what did you say?
I
So you
said
said-
Piastri,
huh.
Verstappen, Leclerc for 1, 2, 3. I said Sainz in points and Lewis DNF.
Lewis DNF. Okay.
I'm going with Max and Lando are P1 and P2, but they take each other out.
Ooh,
Very
the
possible. Very
championship-
possible.
championship gets tasty because there's only 1 point between it.
Yes.
I'm saying there's some sort of clash and they take each other
Mhm.
out, giving Oscar Piastri the win.
Tuck.
I'm
That's my wild
saying
and winner prediction.
I'm saying Piastri wins, Lewis second, and Lawson on his revenge drive on the podium.
I
And,
Guys,
We're just vamping for the camera now.
and,
Yeah,
We're just
yeah.
vamping for the camera now.
Yeah.
We're doing
Tell
it
us
for
what
the
else,
real.
Sherry. Is
Be
there going to
true
be...
to yourself.
At
Max
which...
and Lando take each other out. Okay.
Yeah.
So all my problems are
Yeah.
solved.
Okay, and which lap do we have all the cars running full wets? Tell us that also.
In Bahrain,
Whichever you choose.
yeah.
Okay, what
Since
am
we're
I?
going so wild, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Okay, I am going to say that we have top three in no particular order will be Max, Lando, and Charles. And Charles Leclerc will be faster than Lewis Hamilton in turns 1, 4, 8, 9, 12
By how much? By how much?
by a total of 3/10 in qualifying. And Yuki Tsunoda finishes 6th.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a great
Yeah,
reel this is going to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is why we do this, guys. We waste time for
Yes,
38
this is why we
minutes
do this.
for this one reel that will get us
This
300
is what we do
followers
this for. This
and
is what we do
700
this for.
comments saying कि क्या है
And
ये लोग?
Galis.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Casuals.
Okay, chalo. Thank you, friends. Please smash a like before leaving. We will see you all around.
yeah, please smash a like. Please remember we were not responsible in any way for the race and the results
Yeah.
of the race. I hope you can separate the art and the artist.
Yes.
And in this case, just like our podcast while
Yes.
hating the race simultaneously.
Yes.
I would
Please, yeah.
appreciate that.
Please separate.
And remember,
the...
we have had to grind extra hard to make this episode interesting for you.
Yes.
So, all right, we have made water from stone. We have done well.
Yes. All right. And final super chat from Shaurya who says, Andrea said car is not suitable for Lando style. That's why he's not getting full pace like Oscar getting. Interesting.
अरे तो किसका गाड़ी बना रहा है 6 साल से Sorry.
All right, cool. On that note, before Rohan Joshi turns into peak Hindustani bhao, we will.
Hey, this is F1, so it's more like Hindustani. Wow.
Very nice.
Sorry.
And on
We
that
should
note,
really end this podcast.
this
now.
deep fake of
Yeah.
Sahil Shah
We should
ends.
end this podcast now.
Okay, chalo. We'll see you all next week. Enjoy the race, enjoy your week, enjoy your life. Milte hain soon. Remember to sign up for the GridMaster League and use the codes in the description and the invite links. And
And become
I
a
know.
member.
Yeah, take membership. And also, if you're in Melbourne, for this month. I have now 14 shows because we added 2 extra shows. 8 are sold
Nice.
out. And yes, please come because now those extra shows are very big shows. Now it's pressure again to sell. But please come. Easter weekend is where we need your support. So please. Okay, cool. Thank you. Anything else anyone needs to plug?
And if you're looking to adopt a puppy, I
yes.
have a very cute puppy. Please
Yes.
check out my Instagram and get in
I
touch.
have shows this month in Nagpur, Jaipur, and Chandigarh. Tickets are available online, so please go check it out. Yeah, Nagpur,
Very
Jaipur,
nice.
Chandigarh.
And
Yeah,
your
Nagpur,
tickets,
Jaipur, and
your
Chandigarh.
tickets are still available on Book My Show.
Yes, at this time.
Yes. Okay,
For now.
great.
For
Great.
now.
All right. Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. All right. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the SIDEPOD. We'll see you soon. Goodbye. Have a great week. It's 2:30. I'm very sleepy. Okay. Goodbye.
Peace out.